Hey, what is up, guys? Tdacey here, and we have yet another Watt replay of the week. This replay was sent in by one of my good friends from PibCac, one of the furry clans, Lewis Devlin. His in-game name is Devlin underscore. It used to be Lewis Devlin, but he has changed that since. It's a standard battle with him and his Object 430, which is a tier 10 Russian medium tank, which is featured in, I believe, the 9.0 release. It has pretty much an overall better armor scheme than the other Soviet medium tanks at tier 10, with a little bit worse gun. Now, some preliminary things about this game. It's a tier 10 battle, obviously, but there are minimal tier 10s, so Lewis is going to be able to do a lot more damage and kills than many of the lower tiers. So let's get this thing started. Now, the one funny thing about the Object 430 is that it's getting a buff in, I believe, 9.3. So, with that coming close to release, it is in test server beta form right now, and I'm not sure if that is in the test server, but I'll have to check that out. Its DPM is getting buffed to well over 3,000, like 3,200, something like that. So it's going to have a better rate of fire than all the other Soviet medium tanks. However, it is trading some overall accuracy for that. Alright, so Lewis is here. He's pretty much just typing in chat, and he's gonna hopefully go towards either the western flank or the eastern flank, because middle is pretty much not a viable option in the 430. Now I got a few lights spotting for Lewis here. You can see that 1390 actually did spot quite a lot of people down there, including a Jagdpanzer E100. So Lewis gets a quick shot with the APCR round with some great shell velocity there on that T54. Speaking of T54s, an idiot-friendly T54 who is completely stock and runs into Lewis. Now we got a Wheezy just sitting there, missed the snapshot. That's the 430's RNG for you. It has a little bit more dispersion at the moment than the 62 and 140, but it it's going to be buffed in the next patch with the dispersion too. So that's going to be another plus to that. So we're going to go with this 1390, go initiate a push, hopefully get on these guys' flanks. But we do need that WZ down, which he is down. So here comes Lewis into the T54, and we're going to just mow him down. We got the asses of what looks to be another couple mediums, an IS-8 and a T-71. Take down the T-71 with the good, bloom on the reticle there. Now I've got free damage everywhere. Lewis is able to track the E50, and it looks to be that he burns his repair kit. Tracks him yet again, and now he's going to just DPM the hell out of him. So C50M, you can obviously see, does not have a good repair crew. So the 5120 misses a snapshot. Lewis is able to peek back and put a shot into that 5120. Now the 5120 does pen his upper plate, and also bounced on the shoulder armor there. So if you see right here, the shoulder armor where that one bounces, that's an auto bounce at a flat angle for the 430. So that's one of the good upsides to the 430's armor scheme. So Lewis is here going back towards the base because there are a few people getting flank shots on him and his teammates. There's an IS-8 behind him. He's kind of not paying attention to him because he wants to get this 54 down. Takes a snapshot, misses that, and Lewis is going to go get to a better, safer spot because the team is pretty much crumbling on his flank. So you can see here that he is doing the right thing and getting the hell out of dodge, and he's going to have to go hook up with hopefully that T-95 or maybe the western flank and get to some cover where he can actually support at range. Because the 430 it's an okay of a brawler when you have support, but if you're going 1v1 against 5 enemy tanks on that eastern flank, that's not going to work out so well. So Lewis does take the initiative and kind of sits in the middle here, just letting his team shoot them as they come towards him. Now he has around almost 1,800 damage with 1 kill, so he's going to hopefully get a lot of potential stuff towards the end of this game. So Indian Panzer is coming in hot, and Lewis is going to get to this other crest over here and use his gun depression, which, by the way, the 430 has better sideways gun depression than all the other Soviet medium tanks at its tier, so that's another plus for this. Now, the Indian Panzer does run into a rock, and Lewis is able to get a shot on him. Not good play by him. Another shot into the upper plate, yielding another 300 some odd damage, and Lewis is at 2400. Now the western flank looks to be pushing it in pretty hard to the other tanks down below, and Lewis takes a nice unguided shot there at the IS-8. Takes another side shot towards him, and here comes the autoloader, so Lewis is going to back up, let his team support while that 5120 peeks back. So here's a little bit of a predicament. Lewis is going to have to kill one of these guys quickly, pick a spot. He obviously chooses the lower target, lower health target, being the IS-8. He gets a low roll. Oh, there's the friggin' auto bounce on the shoulder armor, which I just love about this 430. And Lewis bounces on the spaced armor there of the IS-8. However, he's going to out-TPM him. So get a little auto aim going there. Use the IS-8's dead corpse. And this 5120, by the looks of it, is clipping. So he may have one more shot left. There's two. And wow, this guy does not know how to aim. So Lewis gets a good shot on that 5120. He's using auto aim. So, you know, he's obviously going to be able to just peek out and shoot right away without going into a sniper mode. And there's 4K damage. So Lewis does a great job with that engagement. Obviously kills the IS-8. Gets a little bit unlucky with the auto aim on that spaced armor, and also the low roll to make him have to shoot one more time. But it all pretty much worked out in the end there. He's able to take out the 5120 and conserve almost 700, actually 728 hit points. So he does have a few shots to waste here, other than the Jagdpanzer, which can one-shot him. So we do have a Chaffee circling the Tortoise. Not really sure if he's circling him. He may die. And we have a T-95 supporting the hill. So Lewis is going to kill this lone Centurion, hopefully 1v1 with ease, as that guy completely whiffs over Lewis's turret. And now we're going to get one more shot at him, angle a little bit, get tracked, eat up our repair kit, and we're going to get over to the Centurion and manhandle him. So there's an overmatch on the side, what it looked like, towards Lewis's tank, and the Centurion is down. So Lewis really has the whole map to work with. The Chaffee is circling the Tortoise. Not sure if he's going to kill him. Don't even know if he's, you know, shooting gold at his butt, but the Chaffee looks to be having a hard time with that Tortoise. T-95's got base D, so Lewis pretty much has free reign to go wherever the hell he wants on this map, as long as he is careful. This one guy's crying about dying in that Centurion, which I guess, I mean, Centurion really didn't have a chance. I don't know what he's crying about. Centurion kills off the Chaffee, and now it's Lewis and the T-95 versus 3 tanks. Now with XVM, Centurion's pretty much 3-shottable. Jagdpanzer's got little to no HP, and Tortoise is, wow, still full, according to XVM. And that's really weird, because that Chaffee was circling him for a good 2 minutes. And yeah, people are kind of laughing at him, because I guess he didn't have the 76. So Lewis is really just taking his time, letting the enemy team come towards him, and he's, by the looks of it, not even paying attention. So he's going to get up into a perch spot, hopefully, let the team come to him, because he really is just going to let this T-95 be the spotter, and ultimately use his armor and his corpse, hopefully, to let Lewis just snipe. Because really, he doesn't have... I mean, Lewis can go spot people, but T-95 being, you know, that player that he is, and having the stats that he has, not really going to let him snipe. So Lewis is going to go over to him, see what he's doing, and hopefully get a few lights here. Because, I mean, Lewis does have some HP, but if he is to get an engagement with any of the high DPM tanks, like the Tortoise or the High Alpha, which is the Jagdpanzer, he's not going to, you know, do too well in that. So if I were him, I'd let the T-95 pretty much push up until he spots someone, and then go for a flank or scout out the other two, and then see what you can do with that. So Lewis is taking the high route up to... I wonder what his end destination is. Hopefully where that Jagdpanzer was last spotted. Because by the looks of him, he's probably still camping there and waiting for the T-95 to come around. Let's go ahead and, you know... fast forward this a little bit, let Lewis get into position, and there's the Jagdpanzer. So obviously he's stuck on the terrain in between tanks, and Lewis is able to kill him easily with heat through the lower plate. T-95 is going at it with the Tortoise, apparently getting penned frontally, which really isn't you know, hard to do in a Tortoise against T-95. That's one of the things about the T-95. In my opinion, power creep has just pooped on it, and the credit rounds for or gold rounds for credits. So Lewis is going to farm damage on this Tortoise, let the T95 face hug him so that he cannot move, and if he chooses to move, then the T95 will block him. So Lewis is auto-aiming, Tortoise is now looking at him, there goes the T95, and pretty much end of the game for the Tortoise. Lewis is able to go into, you know, what he should have been doing, the sniper mode, and there we go, gets the kill on the Tortoise. So he's up to 6k damage, and that's really good. He's got the top gun, especially for this late game. I mean, when they had like 5 tanks left, he only had around 3k damage, so he's pretty much been soloing this enemy team. So there's the heat round into the track. Does absolutely nothing, which is just the heat mechanics for you. So if the T95 can get one shot into this Centurion, that'd be great, and Lewis can just finish him off. But, you know, Lewis is going to have to hopefully get over to that Centurion, put on a little cap pressure, get him out of his hidey hole. Which, by the looks of it, the Centurion just dropped down into mid, so this is going to be really easy of an engagement here, because he is just completely going to have to come through the mid unless he goes up, and the T95 will blap him. So by Centurion doing that, pretty much seals the deal. I mean, tactically, because Lewis can just sit here on cap, and the only real option the Centurion has is to either go engage the T95, which will take a lot of time, or come through the mid, which he just dropped down into, which in turn will get Lewis spotted, and Lewis will kill him. So the Centurion does do the thing that I was expecting him to do, go loop around, engage the T95, and hopefully have enough time to kill Lewis. But Lewis, by the looks of it, is being really aggressive, and he's going to get off cap and just go poop on the Centurion. So good ups to him, and he's just exactly going to do that. So this T95 is completely boned, and if Lewis does not out DPM this guy, T95 is going to lose the game for them. So actually gets a shot on the T95 and tracks him, but you know, it's just whatever. T95 should really turn to the Centurion. So there we go. T95 is turning, Centurion bounces Lewis, and that pretty much seals the deal. So Lewis gets a kill shot on Centurion, and that yields him pretty much 7k damage in this game. He's got 7 kills, and that's just a really good overall game. Really like this replay. Big ups to Lewis, obviously, with this clutch ending. Really, other than that, I'll have the after battle reports next. I'll take some screenshots of them. I mean, I still have a lot of replays to go through and stockpiled and whatnot, but I'm trying to put the ones that have, you know, most base XP and most, you know, just overall showcasing of how good replay is first out there, and then I'll have a few midweek replays. I do have a few old replays, but the thing is, they're kind of glitched with the World of Tanks client, where I can view them, but in sniper mode it crashes the game. So a few of those were the older ones that a few guys submitted, but since the patch came, I can't really put them out unless I find a way to update that. So that's pretty much it for this replay, guys. Hope you liked it. Comment, rate, subscribe, and happy tanking.